So why do I continue to um, be a thorn in the side of bureaucracy and advocate for, multiple causes? Um, well, because I can't avoid it. I cannot even walking my dog. Not I cannot even walk my dog without people coming to me or whatever. Last night it was just saying, walking him, saying hi to new neighbors. They had a husky or whatever, and within 2 seconds, what is going on here? Like none of our outlets work. Like what happened? I was just like document everything. I didn't want to scare them off too much. A couple days before that, someone moved in below me, and I saw that they had a puppy, a husky mix, and I was like smelling like burning hair or dust, and the fan was making a lot of noise. So like I didn't see her or anything, so I didn't want to knock on her door and scare her or anything. So I wrote a note, and I was just like, hey, I like reported it to maintenance or whatever. And then she was like, oh my God, like I smell cigarette smoke. It's coming through the vents. I was like, yeah, they've done nothing about that. Um, Eventually you just spend a lot of money. Thankfully, I haven't found like cheap ways to do it. I use a lot of incense. Dollar Tree has natural essential oil sprays. I have a lot of sensitivities and allergies, so does and I have a dog, so I try to be as clean as possible. But it's gross. I have not breathed clearly the entire time I've lived here between the mold and the tar and the smoke. Um, and at any chance that I can have windows open, I do. I have air purifiers, all sorts of stuff. I put iodized salt in water. I leave coffee grinds. I have plants. Like it's just you're battling a completely unhealthy environment. Um, so I feel bad for her. I hope if it really bothers her like it does me, she should probably get out of her lease. That's so unfortunate. Um, and of course, you ask your neighbors at first, like, hey, could you open a window, go outside? Like, you don't want to complain, but then it's like, well, you got to do something with my vents because of this problem. Um, but yeah. Oh, and then it was this morning, trash everywhere. I watch a rat go under one of my neighbor's decks. Um, and then on the way back, I went through, there's like two dumpsters on the entire property. And I went to go throw his poop in the other dumpster. And because the dumpster was so full, the poop bag like came back out. And this guy saw me like picking it up and stuff. And he was like, this is ridiculous. He's like, the other one's full. I live on the other side. And I was like, oh, me too. And I was like, and then he's like, yeah, I have to drive, I'm on my way to work. I have to drop my trash off. They didn't pick it up last night. There's pictures of trash bags not picked up and stuff. He's like, I've got video of the rats. I keep complaining. He's like, they do nothing. They do nothing. They create a mess with this trash scam that is $37 a month. Then they charge $3 a month for pest control, which they don't even do. But they create the mess. They're endangering the wildlife and everything. It is, who advocates for these people? Because it's just me. And then I got some crazy like threats and accusations from my advocate or whatever. I'm supposed to be done with them, but the person who's supposed to transfer me has been in like training and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, it's absolutely crazy. And I was just like, do you read or think before you speak? Like seriously. Um, so um, yeah, I feel really bad for them. He was really upset to see a man, a father, be concerned for his kids' safety and well-being because of the filth and rodents and stuff. Thankfully, he said they're moving. I think they're actually leaving the state. Um, but yeah, this is just walking my dog, going about my normal business, trying to mind my own business. I was actually in the middle of an email. It wasn't even like I was like reaching out to people. But it's just put before me. And once you meet like greatness, like I had this amazing privilege of meeting Swami Pranavananda, the Lion of Rameshwaram, a living saint in his 70s, a little Indian man, and he rows a boat from Rameshwaram to Sri Lanka and rescues children and brings them to his orphanage. He defined the Sri Lankan Navy and stuff, and it just when like your heart feels like when you're just around true greatness. And I mean, once you have an inspiration like that, he took a liking to me, so that was really cool. Um, And I actually am supposed to go visit him, and because he's not going to return to the States because he is he said he only has 10 years on Earth, and that was 2019. So I do have to get over there at some point. Um, I also have to learn a little Tamil. uh, but yeah, that would be cool because it's not far from Kolkata and Dakshineshwar, which are places that I'm destined to go to. But yeah, once you meet someone who has a fire in your belly who does something truly amazing, like you're inspired, even when you don't want to do it. I would love to just like spend 4 hours on my makeup, Botox, you know. Actually, no, I wouldn't. I went through that phase. I lived in Southern California in Orange County, but it's not me. It's not worth it. It's just there's so much better things you could do with your time. Um, but yeah, who speaks for these people? Because this is a problem. You have people working their butts off, trying to live. They're surviving paycheck to paycheck, trying to get ahead. If one thing goes wrong, it's a domino effect. Something with a car, a medical issue. Um, there are like a million, you lose your job, you get hurt, you lose your job. Like it becomes this domino effect. And then there's reliance on government benefits and stuff like that, which affects everybody. But who enforces the law of these corporations that are making property ownership impossible? They are buying up condemnable properties, putting lipstick on a pig, rolling over cheap vinyl over rotted floors and stuff like that, painting over mold, not treating it and stuff like that. People get sick from this stuff. Just to hear this man like concerned about his baby. This is the second person with an infant who is like, oh my God, like what do we do? There's mold, there's rodents like in my ceiling. This guy's got videos and stuff like that. It's like, I mean, they feel like failures as parents because they can't protect their children and they're paying more than they should. And where is the advocacy? Where like, I'm like, I see all this stuff and I'm just like with people with politics and stuff like that. I'm like, I hate Biden. I hate Trump. I hate you for liking Trump. I hate you for liking Biden. And it's like, your government hates you. Why are you even voting? You're perpetuating the lesser of two evils. Nothing's changing. It's getting worse. We literally are like living idiocracy. Like Brondo. It's got electrolytes. Like, this is seriously where we're at right now. I actually really thought that it would be cool if this was the time to have like a bipartisan ticket, like a Tulsi Gabbard, Rand Paul. Like, how awesome would that be? Maybe I'd actually vote for that, but I will not vote. I believe it will affect my karma. I am enabling a system of corruption to empower people that hate us. Yes. And they're not too bright. Yeah, oh, so two journalists are interested in my story. They're just trying to figure out how to put everything together. I kind of want to do it as like the obstacles of a fair trial or something like that. And I'm sure there would be other people who have like similar things because I don't want it just like to be about me. I really don't even want to be on YouTube. Clearly, I'm not great at it. I don't have time to like edit and do all this stuff. But this is, again, I will speak on the importance of community. Get to know your neighbors. You don't have to like each other, but you may need each other at some point. And I never want somebody to go hungry because they're embarrassed. I always offer people when they say they're having a hard time, like, I tell them when I'm volunteering, I'm like, I'm there. I'm like, I shop from, you know, the pantry or whatever. You're saving food from perfectly good food from going to a dumpster. There is no shame in this. And if people could save a couple $100s a month, um, they're not spending it on Starbucks. They're spending it on diapers and stuff like that. So don't judge everybody, boomers. There are hardworking people that are struggling to get by and being scammed and taken advantage of by corrupt corporations with no oversight from the government. Um, and so many of these nonprofits are scams. I've been in the nonprofit sector for like 15 years or something now. A lot of it's scams. The more tied to government and stuff, or they're government contracted, the worse they are. Um, but now I know, like, the founder of where I volunteer, she is amazing. This woman has been behind on rent before to keep the place going. She has foregone her salary and stuff. Just an incredible human being, and she's got results. That's what gets me so upset. She has results. Um, I think I have to get together with her. I love her so much. She's such a beautiful person. Um, and I think she doesn't have health insurance or something, like, but she's rescuing thousands of pounds of food a week, perfectly good food from going to dumpsters, um, feeding people, um, and just creating this like wonderful community. Results, um, helping the planet, helping people, and struggling. That's not right. Um, that is not right. Uh, I don't, I, I don't know. Supposed to go up to Boulder. Um, I do realize that I needed to dress warmer. It's a little cooler than I anticipated this week, even down here. Um, but yeah, yet again, evil, the corrupt person, the person breaking the law, the person bullying people and just not doing what they're supposed to, has lied and tried to defame, slander, and terrorize me. Shocker. Um, this is how people work. Um, Subhumans. Um, it's very unfortunate. Um, but where is the oversight? We don't need any more laws in this country. We really don't. Especially when SCOTUS ruled that cops need to have lower IQs. How are they mentally going to have the capacity to know the law? Um, like, that's wild. That's why you have so many problems. And people with lower IQs are more prone to violence. They are more likely to join in something, whether it is wrong or right, just because they mentally don't have a high point of critical thought, the critical thought process. So that is why you have two cops opening fire on an unarmed, restrained man in a vehicle over an acorn. Yep. I still can't believe that happened, but yeah, why do people not like cops? Because things like that, because of choking a man to death over a cigarette, a Lucy. I'm New York, Eric Garner, never forget. That was so, like, really, really, was it worth it? Was it worth it? Um, and then no real consequences for murderers. So of course, and then you have police targeting um, traffic violations and stuff like that instead of solving rapes and murders. Um, it's not the people's fault, it's the actions of the bureaucracy. Um, yeah, so I don't have any appointments except one tomorrow virtually. So that's good. I get a break, but I do have to make a few. I'm behind. Mammogram, pap smear. I had to get back in touch with the endocrinologist. I don't have sports medicine until the end of the month. I think I have a dentist appointment, which I might just cancel. I'm kind of tired of it all. And what else? Oh, dermatology. and then whatever else comes from all these other things. Because I have not been healthy. I'm always in pain. Oh, an orthopedic surgeon. Yep. But I cannot do that anytime soon because there's no way in hell I'm getting up these stairs when I can't be on my foot for 6 to 8 weeks because I wasn't supposed to be on the second floor, but come 6 hours all the way from Durango to find out a couple days before I move that, oh, it's not on the first floor, even though I called and confirmed and checked and whatever. We'll leave that. But I'm going to show my toe up. So that is where the surgery happened. There's a ton of scar tissue. This is just normal. It actually healed well. But that's an issue as well. But that was a perfectly healed, perfect surgery. I was just in the boot like the last 2 weeks when a over 6 foot, 300-pound violent thug working for the El Paso County Sheriff cut my clothes and my cast off while I was incapacitated and crushed my foot, re-rupturing the tendon. Now I have to get a cadaver tendon, which I'm not really opposed to because I'm an organ donor. I actually, every national emergency or whatever, I've donated my blood to the Red Cross. I donate plasma, and I actually learned yesterday of someone, well, I met them, they had West Nile virus, and plasma saved their life. So, and it also goes to like burn victims. So it's actually really like a good thing to do if you can do it. I keep my proteins are pretty good, and I'm hydrated, so I pump fast. It's easy. I don't have any problems. Up. And you make a little extra gift cards or whatever, whatever you want to call it, that is non-taxable or claimable. I'm just going to kiss him and hug him. I love him. So be the change. Like, subscribe, share, donate if you can. And I don't really, it's a lot to do, but I think posting where I was being viciously harassed and stalked and antagonized by the drug informant for Colorado Springs in the Google photo album, it's on one of the long video. I think that helps show that I'm not making stuff up. This is really what I went through, and I'm still standing. And the universe doesn't send an abused, abandoned muzzle girl, an abused, abandoned muzzle husky on the worst day ever. It just doesn't happen, and we won't be quiet. No, we won't.